Hello again, my name is Rodney Reynolds and welcome to another video review. Today I'm looking at two cases, the Nemesis Elite Edition and the Trinity Classic. At the front of the case there's a door which opens to reveal 4 5¼ drive bays and 2 external 3½ drive bays, the power button and reset button. There's also a button which you press to change the color of the eye. On the left side of the case there's a very large window and a blue LED fan. At the top of the case, there's 2 USB ports, a FireWire port, a microphone and headphone jack, as well as an LED screen. Now this just flips up, as you can see, and displays all kinds of information like the time, the date, the temperature. You can also connect fans into this. At the back of the case, at the very top, is where the power supply gets installed. They include an I/O shield plate and a blue LED 120mm fan. The 7 expansion slots are at the bottom, as well as 2 thumb screws on the left side panel. This is a mid-sized tower case, and therefore there isn't a lot of room to work on the inside, and the motherboard tray is not removable, but it does have an open design. As I mentioned earlier, at the top front, there are 4 external 5¼ drive bays and 2 external 3½ drive bays. There's also an additional 3 internal 3½ drive bays. There's a compartment right here which can be easily opened up, and this houses the drive rails and other things needed for installation. And there's also a 120mm fan at the front bottom of the case. Now, installation is toolless when you're installing cards in the expansion slots, as well as drives in any of the drive bays. At the front of the Trinity case, there's a door which opens to reveal 5 5¼ drive bays and 1 external 3½ drive bay, the power button and reset button, also a blue LED which shows the temperature. There's a sensor which is connected to this and goes to the inside of the case. At the right side of the case, there are a number of ventilation holes, also 2 USB, a microphone and headphone jack. On the left side of the case, there's a very large window and a 80mm fan. This is a mid-sized tower product, so there isn't a tremendous amount of room to work on the inside, but it does have an open design. Also note that the motherboard tray is not removable. As I mentioned earlier, at the front of the case, there are 5 external 5¼ drive bays and 1 external 3½ drive bay. There is an additional 4 internal 3½ drive bays, and they are included in a cage which is easily removed. Also at the front bottom of the case, on the inside, you can install an optional 80, 90, or 120mm fan. In addition to the optional fan that you can install at the front bottom of the case, there's also another optional 80 or 90mm fan which can be installed on the right side. Installing drives in any of the drive bays is quite simple. First, take the appropriate rails, put them on either side of the drive, and then insert the drive. It's a little different though for installing external drives. You'll need to first remove the front plate and then insert the drive. Also, at the top of the case, there's a piece of metal which is covered in rubber, and that's for organizing the power supply cables. Both of these cases have a long list of features, and they have some really radical styling, especially the Nemesis, as well as the Trinity looks quite different. Now, the Trinity is steel and the Nemesis is all aluminum. Both of these products are great. Again, my name is Rodney Reynolds. This has been another video review. Be sure to check back very soon. I will have a brand new one for you then. Also pop into my website at www.3dgameman.com, and while you're there, you can go into the forums and register. And remember, registration is completely free. Also keep in mind, you can find out a lot more on both of these products in the forum. And as a final note, if you love watching my video reviews, please help support 3dgameman.com. Until next time, take care.